I like dinosaurs. Did you know that I like dinosaurs? Guess what movie I saw today? Or probably yesterday as of releasing of this video. Jurassic World Rebirth. It was not bad. It was actually kind of okay. After Dominion, the bar was in hell and I was limboing under it. It was not a good movie at all. I had a very long rant about that in a previous video, and you know what? I was excited for this one because I thought it can't possibly be worse, and what do you know? I was correct. It wasn't worse. But it wasn't really exceptional. It's still a movie that has a lot of problems that I realized after I got out of the theater and went to work and had to stew in my own thoughts as I rolled silverware for hours and hours. But that's a topic for another video, which I will also get to that at the end of this video, because I've been gone for a long time. Oops. Jurassic World Rebirth is a solid 6, 7 out of 10. It has its problems, but ultimately is not terrible. It's a perfectly acceptable entry into the Jurassic World franchise. It's not as good as the first movie, but it definitely does go back to the roots of the Jurassic Park movies. It feels like a mix of Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, but in a very Jurassic World way. It has the same energy as the Jurassic World movies, just with the general premises of those aforementioned Jurassic Park movies. If you've never seen any of those movies before, basically, and let me give you just a spoiler free synopsis of this movie to see if you want to watch it, maybe not, if you want to do what you want, I don't care. In this movie, you have Scarlett Johansson and a band of mercenaries who are hired by this totally not sketchy business guy who is basically serving as James Franco's character from Rise of the Planet of the Apes, who was sent out to this basically experimentation island for InGen, Biosyn, whoever was working on the dinosaurs at the time. Along the way, they pick up a stranded family and they have to survive the island together while trying to find a way to escape. It's not bad, it's not offensive, it's kind of just there. I'm gonna go through the movie in order and just tell you what I do and don't like. There's a lot of stuff that I do really like, and there's a few things, few glaring things that I'm not a fan of. Ignore the car noises in the background like you always do, okay? I'm moving soon, you won't have to hear it for much longer. So in the beginning, we have the introduction of the Distortus Rex, the D-Rex, this Resident Evil ass creature. This poor, poor girlie. Look at her. She's just a baby. What can she do wrong? Aside from decimate an entire lab of people. She was just hungry, okay? While I do think that the transition into the title goes unbelievably hard, I thought that was cool as hell. I think the setup of how they got to the Distortus Rex actually getting out was kind of fucking stupid. Also, this movie has the weirdest, most blatant candy specific product placement I've ever seen in my life. I can't remember if it was a Transformer. I'm pretty sure it was a Transformers movie, one of the Michael Bay ones, where they were showing Bud Light or some sort of beer brand everywhere. It was that level of egregious. Snickers, M&Ms, every single candy that is distributed in America was in this movie, and oh my god, I was so tired of seeing it. A Snickers wrapper somehow went into one of the door vent thingies, and that caused the entire system to fucking explode, and security just went cattywampus. It just ceased, which makes no sense why it wouldn't just go on lockdown. I think in a place like this, everything should go on lockdown instead of all security going up to, contain the weird mutant dinosaurs. But okay, cool, whatever. I mean, we got the Distortus Rex. She looks cool. It's very bizarre, and it definitely sets you up for having to expect all the weird, like, Marvel type humor. I don't know if Marvel type humor is the right word here. It just feels like very. I don't know if safe for work humor is right, but it's just very. I don't know how to describe it aside from kind of Marvel type humor. It isn't quippy, snappy, it's kind of just smartassery, I guess is the right word for it. I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of it, and that goes through the entire movie. After that, we meet the guy, the totally not evil businessman, Scarlett Johansson, and they set up a deal, and then they go to the island, except they don't go to the island. Actually, they stop by a place, a port somewhere in South America, I believe. And that's where we meet the rest of our crew. And probably my biggest nitpick, this absolute nothing burger of a nitpick, there was a Dunkleostis. It wasn't swimming, but they showed the head of a Dunkleostis. If you do not know, a Dunkleostis is this giant armored fat fucking fish from the Devonian era, which is before the Mesozoic. It was before the Permian. It was a very long time ago. It was known as the era of fishes. Is fishes the plural of fish, or is this like a moose situation? I don't know. I don't know. I'm tired and I'm hungry. But again, I have to bring up the Dimetrodon situation from Dominion. It was insinuated within, I think it was Fallen Kingdom, that InGen or Biosyn or whichever one was operating at the time, they made the switch from the mosquito blood DNA shit from the amber and transitioned to using bones as DNA collectors. But they didn't expand upon it too much. They kind of just said, oh, yeah, this is what we do now. Okay, fuck you, I guess. And if that's not enough to give you a reason why I'm so frustrated, they also never said that they were going to go even farther back in time. And if they did, it was very, 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 very hard to miss because I tried paying attention to these movies as much as I could. Not once did they mention that they were going farther back. If some nerd can tell me when the exact timestamp they say, hey, we're also bringing back the Dimetrodon or the Dunkleostis, that would be great because this makes no fucking sense. I thought the only sea creature that they actually did was the Mosasaur, but apparently not. Apparently we have the Dunkleostis. And the next one they're going to have an Elasmosaurus or an Ichthyosaur or Ichthyosaur. I forget which one. I'm probably dyslexic. It just made no sense in my head why there's a Dunkleostis now. It's not like a coelacanth or is that how you pronounce it? Coelacanth? Again, probably minorly dyslexic. That creature that they keep finding that we thought was extinct a long time ago, but just keeps showing up in Australia. I think it was Australia. This is a fish that is defined to be extinct. It's been extinct for a very long time, and it can't really come back. And also, they implied that the megalodon was back. The megalodon is apparently back, and again, this is probably not correct, but they implied that InGen Biosyn, whichever one, that I'm pretty sure they're basically the same thing. I'm just going to say both. InGen Biosyn, they brought back the megalodon as well. Why? Shits and giggles. Why the fuck not? I don't know what's going on, and that's okay because we're moving to them on the boat. We have the nerd guy who is actually a really good nerd guy and not an insufferable stereotype. He's cool. I like him. But he does have this very forced sort of hetero romance thing going on with Scarlett Johansson. They keep showing each other flirty looks and whatever. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Stop forcing a random hetero romance between the main female lead and the main male lead. I don't care. I don't fucking care, okay? Leave me alone. I know Pride Month just ended, but goddamn. So they have these syringe thingies that they use to obtain blood samples from the dinosaurs and the non-dinosaurs alike. And these scenes, in my opinion, are decently tense, but that's mostly my opinion. I say that very heavily because I have a fear of the ocean. I love, 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 love marine biology. I love learning about the ocean, but I am terrified of it. You will not see me set foot on any sort of vehicle that is embarking out to sea or ocean or whatever. Hell no. You'll never find me more than knee deep in the ocean, or in lakes, or in rivers, or any sort of body of water that's not my shower. I have really bad thalassophobia, so that kind of upped the ante for me a little bit. Seeing a big mosasaurus just swimming around, which again, this is an extremely large mosasaurus, just swimming around, having a good time, and kind of conveniently showing its skin that sounds wrong. For Scarlett Johansson to shoot conveniently, why is it up at the surface, especially for so long? I don't know, but you know what? Hey, I like the coloration of it. It looks cool. I'm not going to complain too much. It's spectacle. This is a summer blockbuster. It's all about spectacle. It's nothing too deep. And yet I'm going deep into the movie. Not really. It's very surface level, but whatever. They get their DNA sample and eventually they meet the Spinosaurs. Now, think about the Spinosaurs. And yes, I'm saying Spinosaurs instead of Spinosauruses. Correct me if you want, I don't care. I really like the new interpretation of the Spinosaurus. I think it's cute. I think it's just a little guy. But I really like the design and the coloration for them in this movie. And they get, if I remember correctly, 2 kills, which you kind of saw coming because those 2 characters, they didn't really have a lot to them. So now the gang is stranded on the island. Oh yeah, there's also the family. I forgot to mention the family. There's the father, the 2 daughters, and the douchebag boyfriend who cannot put a fucking shirt on. Oh my god. And they're there, they're having fun, except no they're not, because they're almost being eaten alive by the Spinosaurs and the Mosasaur and anything that has jaws. The family specifically is trying to find the village, and the mercenary group, they're trying to obtain the samples and then meet at a recon point. Is that the right word? No, that's not the right word. At a rendezvous. Yeah, I know my military terminology. Totally sure, yeah. I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the original, when I was like 12, 13 years old. Hell yeah. The mercenaries are looking for a Titanosaur and also a Quetzalcoatlus. Meanwhile, the family, they're just trying to find the village, and they stumble across this little cetrosaur of some kind. I think that's the wrong word. I'm not up to snuff today. It's one of those weird frill-headed guys, and it's acting like a puppy, and it keeps managing to spawn next to the little girl. I don't know what's going on with that. I think it's just to sell some marketable plushie or something. I don't know. The boyfriend slowly learns that, hey, I gotta take care of these people, but he's also a complete douchebag through the entire time. It's very surface level, it doesn't really get that deep. The girls are there, they're not really doing much. It's kind of just. Everyone's kind of surface level, and by kind I mean very surface level. They don't have the most well rounded personalities. This isn't any Jacob's Ladder or The Shining. It's very surface level, and you know what? Again, it could be worse. It's a very safe for work movie. It's a very unoffensive movie. Inoffensive movie, I can't word. And that is a big problem, but at the same time, I'd rather be a little inoffensive than straight up spitting in my face like Dominion was. Because at least then, I'm not shouting at the screen the entire time. The family has a couple interactions, namely with the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which I swear to God, seeing the Tyrannosaur flop over made me think of my fat ass dog. I thought that was funny. That was the only joke that made me laugh, because it made me think about my stupid fat dog. There's a very drawn out scene where the family's going down this set of rapids and then the Tyrannosaurus going after them, and it's very slow. It could have been a little better, but at the same time, the thought of it alone is just terrifying. Again, it's a safe, tame movie. It doesn't really break any boundaries. It doesn't really put anybody in extreme danger unless it's somebody like a background character that you kind of know from the start is going to be cannon fodder. And speaking of that cannon fodder, we go back to the mercenaries. Yay! Half of them are dead. It's just the nerd, Scarlett Johansson, and the guy in the beret back. He's cool. The nerd's cool. Scarlett Johansson's cool. They're all just trying to survive. They go to the Quetzalcoatlus nest. They get the embryo stuff. There's also the Titanosaur moment. I really like the Titanosaur moment. There's 2 of them, and they start like necking each other. Which, if I remember correctly, if giraffes do that, they're trying to fight or strangle each other or something like that. But you know what? It was a cute moment. I liked it. It was cute. I went, oh. Eventually, they all meet up at the end, and yes, am I skipping over things? Absolutely. They all get back together. I'm skipping a lot of things. There was a velociraptor. and then I got killed. There was a Dilophosaurus, the one that you saw in the trailer, and then it ran away and never came back. I don't know what the hell that was about. I was so excited to see it, and then it's kind of just there. It was like a celebrity. It was like a fucking Stan Lee cameo. What the hell was that? Can't we have the Dilophosaurus actually do something? It's such a cool dinosaur in real life. It's huge. And yeah, it doesn't have the weird frilly things on the side, but it's still cool. I may be losing my mind a little bit. We're gonna ignore that though. They all meet up, and we get fully introduced to one of the mutants, which is this weird Maniraptor mixed with a pterosaur. I don't know what's going on there, but it looks weird, strange, peculiar, odd, bizarre, even. And they're chasing them for like 10 minutes or something like that, and they're just having a grand old time. And then the helicopter that was supposed to pick them up, they're signaled down, and then, oh no, there's the D Rex. There she is. Oh no, she hit the helicopter. That was really cool. That was some Resident Evil shit. And then they proceeded to do not much else with the D Rex. With the remainder of the mercenaries as well as the family, they're on the docks and they realize, oh shit, there's the big girl. What's she doing? She's gonna kill us. Oh no! And then the guy in the beret. Somehow we found out that it's attracted to light, so I'm gonna use these flares. I'm gonna sacrifice myself. Except he doesn't sacrifice himself, even though there was literally no way it could have just. There's no way he could have just escaped. He escaped somehow. Did the D-Rex just let him go? I don't know. What the fuck was that about? I don't know. That was strange, and then it's happily ever after. Everyone's traumatized, and then, oh, they see dolphins, and they have the samples, and then Scarlett Johansson and the nerd, they lock eyes again and say, okay, well, instead of giving it to the businessman who died to the D-Rex, I think, yeah, he died at D-Rex, they said, hey, we're going to open source this and everyone that can use it can use it. I don't know what that means because I'm not that much of a scientist. I don't have a fucking PhD. My doctorate is in pepper. I am Dr. Pepper. It was a very tame ending. There wasn't really that much character development that I would have hoped for, specifically from the family. Because, in all the Jurassic movies, even the world ones, there's some element of family in there and reconciling. There just wasn't much of that with this one. It was just, oh, they get along now. Yeah, cool, awesome, sure. It's a flat movie. It's inoffensive. It's safe for work. It's not terrible, but it really could have been more. There could have been way more dinosaurs. That's another complaint that I have. There could have been way more dinosaurs, specifically more mutant dinosaurs. We could have seen the extent of it. We could have seen all the weird shit, but instead, the only two that we got were the weird Maniraptor crossed with the Pterosaur, as well as the Distortus Rex. What the fuck is the Distortus Rex mixed with, by the way? Why does it have a giant tumor on its head? Why does it have an extra set of hands? Why does it act like a monkey? What is it? I don't know. Now I'm just going to assume it has the T virus in it. By the way, side rant about the Distortus Rex. Not about how she looks in the movie herself. She looks good. She looks great. Her implementation could have been a little better. She could have been, again, referencing Resident Evil. She could have been this like Mr. X or Nemesis type, where she was tracking them through the entire movie instead of just showing up at the very end. But it's actually with how she was shown to the public. Not the public within the movie, but us as the audience. We were spoiled her design through the toy lines that came out like at least a month before the movie came out, which is so bizarre to me. I don't understand what the move was with that. I understand people are gonna get the toys. I've been looking for the Distortus Rex toy. I can't find it. and I want a better Carnotaurus one aside from the weird one they have in Walmart. But we saw the design of the Distortus Rex through that. We were completely spoiled what it looks like. Yeah, you can see part of what it is in the trailer, but that was part of the mystery of it. We're all wondering, what the fuck is that thing? What is this T-virus ass creature? What is this Raccoon City anomaly? I don't know, that just really pissed me off. This movie is fairly far removed from the other Jurassic World movies. It does not have Bryce Dallas Howard nor Chris Pratt. It's less action and more survival thriller. I'm not saying survival horror, no. It's survival thriller. There's not too much at stake. There's cannon fodder that dies. There's a surface level attempt at character development, if that. But you know what? There's good stuff. The dinosaurs look fucking great. The scenery looks fantastic. And again, it's a back to formula. It's more like the Jurassic Park movies and the Jurassic World movies. All in all, it was not terrible. Solid 6, 7 out of 10. But I think it also suffers with the whole thing that has been happening recently where we consider any good movie that's come out in the last like 5 years to be this masterpiece, this fantastic movie, because we have so much slop put out, so much dog shit put out. And you know what? I'm not falling for it because I have seen some really good movies this year. I've seen some mediocre movies. I've seen some bad movies. So I can appropriately put this on a scale, and thus, this is a pretty decent movie. It's not as good as Sinners or Bring Her Back, but it's not as bad as the Minecraft movie or 28 Years Later. I'm sorry, I did not like 28 Years Later. That movie was not the best. Also, penis. Penis. God, I have never seen so many wieners in a movie before. That's for another video though. Oh my god. It was a decent movie and that's all I really have to say about it. I'm not incredibly passionate about it. I'm not incredibly angry about it. It's kind of just there. If I'm to rank all the Jurassic movies, number 1, of course, is the original Jurassic Park. Number 2 would be Jurassic Park 3. Number 3, I'm already getting confused, would be Jurassic World. Number 4 would be Rebirth. Number 5 would be Fallen Kingdom. Number 6 would be Lost World. And number 7, at dead last, is Dominion. I fucking hate Dominion, okay? That movie is physically painful for me to watch. I'd rather rewatch Mars Needs Moms. I'd rather rewatch Men. I hate that movie. I'd rather rewatch Killing of a Sacred Deer, which is another movie I hate. I'd rather rewatch Megan is Missing. There are so many movies I'd rather rewatch than Dominion because that movie, man, I can't even say it. I can't even call it a movie. It's just bad. It's so bad. I fucking hate Dominion. I'm freaking out now. Okay, so I'm gonna calm down and I'm gonna record an outro. That was my mediocre review on Jurassic World Rebirth. So where have I been? Busy. I've been kind of busy. I've tried recording like 3 separate videos. One of them was actually really short, like maybe 12 minutes. And I just wasn't happy with how any of them turned out. I've been demotivated, and then of course I'm having a lot of financial issues right now. Shit's kinda hitting the fan, but you know what? I'm putting this out. By God, I'm getting this out. It's something, it's dinosaurs, and I know some people are gonna say that, hey, you need to cover the new movie, otherwise you're not a real fan or some shit. No, they're not enough people watch this fucking channel. I have 30 subs, which by the way, I appreciate every single one of you. But yeah, I've been busy and stressed and tired and not happy with how things have turned out. A lot of things have happened since the Minecraft video back in April. Oh my god. Secret of the Mimic came out, which I did not like. Death Stranding 2 came out, which I do like. Doom the Dark Ages came out, which I also liked. And then, as I said before, some movies came out. My favorite movie that has come out since, I don't remember if Sinners came out before or after the Minecraft movie, but Sinners and Bring Her Back, fucking fantastic. I fucking love them. They're great. They're so good. And not enough people are talking about Bring Her Back. That movie's fucking incredible. I'm thinking at the end of this year, I'm going to be doing a end of year what I saw in the theaters review. Because I've seen a lot of movies in the theaters this year because I've been bored out of my goddamn mind whenever I'm not stressing, having a mental breakdown. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. We're here talking about dinosaurs and movies. I have another Outlast video in the works. I have something for an anime that I really like in the works. I have several things relating to Five Nights at Freddy's that I have in the works. Am I ever going to get them out? Probably not. But hey, false promises to both you and I. You probably won't see me for a while, so apologies for that. In the meantime, stay safe, take care, and I will see you at some point in the future.